All right. Hello. Looks like we are live. Today, as you can see, I am playing Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. Now, I think I must have misremembered because I always thought that the Special Edition was just called Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. The original Devil May Cry 3 was, of course, called Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening. But it looks like either they changed it for the HD remake to make the special edition Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Special Edition, or when it originally came out in 2006, maybe the special edition, because the original game came out in 2005. Maybe it was already named Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Special Edition. You can see I've cleared the first three missions, and my goal is just to keep going and beat the game. I am never going to use gold orbs, never going to use yellow orbs. I don't like when I play Devil May Cry games. Those are simply not things I use. And I also won't use healing items or purple. What are they? The devil orb items.
Looks like we have an uninvited guest.
Is that so?
A human. A woman.
I'm afraid I should ask the uninvited one to leave. That is what you want. Actually,
These cutscenes do look very nice, upscaled, even if the models and textures are lacking. This definitely looks better than the PS2 game. What about this? Though, this isn't a stream issue. It seems thinking issue seems with the. Alright, so for this, to be honest, I'm not too picky when it comes to the style, but let's use Royal Guard just so that I can build up the level, and that way when I get Royal Guard up to level 2, that means I'll be able to do a jump block, which makes perfect counters much easier. But I don't have enough money to buy any blue orbs, so Revolver is a good, but I don't have enough for that. Rebellion. Other than Windmill. Windmill's good, but it's not a high priority. And Ebony and Ivory, obviously leveling them up and making them more powerful is good, but shooting is not that useful for doing damage anyway. Now this mission 4, I believe, does not have a boss. Either that or it has the Jester as a boss, which was a new addition for Special Edition. But I do recall it involves a whole lot of walking back and forth. And yeah, there are going to be a lot of well, not a lot, but a number of secrets around that I just I don't remember because it's been so long. So I believe the goal of this triangle is yeah, the goal of this mission right now, I believe, is to get that fire door open. The double jump. Annoying. I've mentioned before how much I hate the platforming segments in Devil May Cry. Ah, I remember this. One of my favorite hallway battles, actually. Well, maybe not so much, but... Oh shit, should have seen him coming. Yeah, one thing about Devil May Cry 3 and 1 and 2, and 4 to a smaller extent, are the cameras. Fixed cameras, which work, but It takes a bit of getting adjusted to if you're used to playing a more standard third-person action game where you basically have full control of the camera with the right trigger, not right trigger, right analog stick. Devil May Cry games are too fast to require that kind of camera control because moving your right thumb between the right stick and the right... Oh shit, wrong weapon. Between the right analog stick and the buttons is simply not practical given how fast the game is. Yeah. Probably gonna get a D on this mission just from all the damage. Guys aren't all that hard, to be honest, but I guess part of it is that I'd gotten so used to fighting these guys with my full moveset from all the hundreds, literally hundreds of hours I've spent playing this game. Okay. Ah, there's a guy up there. Taking so much damage. So, normally the standard for a Devil May Cry game is that you take literally 0 damage throughout the entire mission. If you take even a single hair of damage in the mission, you can consider yourself to have, well, obviously done less than perfect, but yeah, basically the way Devil May Cry games work is that they're designed so that you should, if you get good enough, which obviously that takes some time, but anyway, they're designed so that you should be able to beat them without taking a single hit of damage. That's the way I like to play them, or at least try, but that's the kind, well, you know, you don't do that run every single time, you just do that kind of run once and get that double S ranking. In Dante Must Die difficulty, which is a ranking that I've never successfully fully double S'd, I've only double S'd a handful of missions in it. It does require you to get literally 0 damage in a mission. If you get even a little one tick of damage, you lose the double S. So, I don't remember exactly the mechanics of this thing. I don't think it has to do with the combo, but there's a certain momentum that you want to keep, and yep. I remember there's a loading screen there that you can accelerate if you jump, because it sends Dante through the trigger point before the elevator. Remember these guys as not being particularly hard. Oh. I will say, it does kind of make me sad that I can only play this game in normal mode the first time, because the amount of HP these guys have in normal mode, in the special edition anyway, because the normal mode in the special edition is actually the easy mode from the original, and the hard mode in the special edition is the normal mode from the original. Ah shit, I'm gonna try to do a royal guard of that. Okay, yeah. These guys have so little HP, I can't get any sort of combo going, really. That's alright. After we get to some of the harder parts. Well, it'll get harder. It'll take much more, many more hits to kill one of these guys. One of the things I don't like about the fixed, well, not fixed, but the camera that you really can't rotate around freely is that there's a lot of great architecture and set design in this game, along with the other Devil May Cry games, but you don't get that great of a chance to explore them because you can't see them in that many different angles. You're just kind of limited to whatever angles the game offers you. Feel thy soul, the future knows no bounds for those who deftly march forth to meet it. Okay, yeah. So if I recall correctly, this gonna, yep, break. And... Ooh, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna die pretty soon at this rate. The nice thing... One nice thing about this game is that enemies tend to drop HP when your own HP gets low. That's a pretty common design system. Yeah. It's not like Devil May Cry is particularly special for doing it, but hey, it's convenient. So, those explosive guys, it is possible to do a perfect Royal Guard counter on them, but I never really got the timing right. Never really practiced much because there didn't seem to be much of a point. Because they're easier to handle just by shooting anyway, right? Okay, so this is one of those areas where it is possible to rotate the camera. Is it possible? I feel like the camera... Yeah, it looks like the camera is always inverted, but that's okay, because camera motion in this game isn't that critical. It's not that big a factor in the game, but it is just a little bit annoying, a little off-putting after being used to a certain system in other games. Oh yeah, this is the boss. Right, there is a boss, and this was in the original game, not just in the special edition. I remember this boss. Not the most fun boss, I'll be honest. In fact, possibly the least fun boss in the game. He's kind of a puzzle boss. Let's see, he kind of flies around, goes from hole to hole, as one does. Guard break, okay. And unfortunately I don't have the best weapon right now for handling this guy. Because you want the sniper rifle, generally, for handling. Ah, shit. Okay, so... yeah, Royal Guard is probably not the best... yeah, definitely not the best one for handling this guy. Finding myself instinctively turning the camera the wrong way, which is unfortunate. Gonna have to get used to that, I guess. It is also possible to hit those orange, those pink things back at the enemy. So I just did that, did a bunch of damage, so that's good. Now I should also make sure to take advantage of the Royal Guard counter attack. At least I did a perfect counter to a few hits so that I didn't take the damage. When I was riding him, I should have done the Royal Guard reversal for the damage. Not that much damage, quite frankly, but it's something. Ah, shit. And unfortunately with Royal Guard level 1, I simply cannot do a jump reversal on him. Gonna have to wait until I get to level 2 for that. Okay. Alright, getting close. Might be able to just shoot him to death at this point. Alright, I think we got one more thing to go, and maybe I'll try to do the reversal. Oh, okay, he's there. Yeah, very not fun boss, like I said. Fortunately in Devil May Cry, there is no dash button unless you use specifically the Trickster style. Oh, you can also cancel the stingers to the guard. That's gonna end the mission. There we go.
There's no need to use violence, devil boy. Oh, wait. Better listen to what others say, lad. This tower here is very sturdy. You see? Your tricks will do no good.
Yeah, the cutscenes.
Zip it, or I'll pierce that big nose.
The cutscenes audios aren't synced properly. I'm gonna have to go on this. Even though the game itself,
and I know a thing or two about this place.
yeah, the game itself has fine audio-visual syncing from what I can tell, but the cutscenes are. Yeah, I wonder if this is a common issue. Hope it is. I hope it's something I can fix pretty easily because it's pretty annoying. And Devil May Cry has some of the best cutscenes in any video game. At least Devil May Cry 3 does. So the fact that it's having issues is unfortunate.
Bingo! That is what the something is. Remember that, kid? Write it down on your hand if you don't trust your head.
That's so strange. And I feel like the sync gets worse as the game goes, as the cutscene goes on. That's really odd.
I see. Thanks. You still piss me off, though.
I think that's a C or a B actually, based on the. Yeah, that's a B. Oh, it's an A. Okay, yeah, too much damage, not stylish enough. Alright, let's save. Actually, I'm gonna... Yeah. Because... it's... Let's try turning off the anti-aliasing. I wonder if that'll make a difference, because it seemed like the audio was going faster than the video, and I wonder if that has something to do with frame rate, because I know this game has some... It has a relationship to the frame rate with in-game sync. I don't know if that affects the audio-visual sync or what, but something's going on. In any case, let's try that again. Right. So I think 5. Here's where we. Okay, we do have these bosses. Wait. Oh, does that mean we have? Does that mean this mission has 2 bosses? Possible. Right, I'm just gonna buy air hike because double jump is so damn useful. I don't particularly need that much in terms of the other abilities. Now I'm gonna switch to Swordmaster because Swordmaster is a little more generically useful, and I would like to get that up to level 2. But any chance that I get, I would prefer to use Royal Guard, so that I can level up the Royal Guard style.
And welcome to hell! Please accept my gift. Don't be humble. Just take it. After all, we're buddies, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because this cutscene's so short, but the audio-visual sync seems okay so far.
Well,
But
isn't that special?
it could get
To be
worse.
honest, I was expecting something a little better than this.
Well, I guess we'll find out later. It's probably pretty easy to figure out what the gimmick of these enemies are, right? Basically, if you attack them with a sword while they're in blood form, they'll just split into 2, so they're like a Hydra. So, you need to attack them with ranged attacks. And in fact, you can use ranged attacks that use non-guns too, but as long as they're ranged, they work. But right now I don't have any non-gun ranged attacks. So, just sticking to the shit. Yeah. I haven't remembered much about how their attack timings and animations. Ah. Okay, so that guy caught me while I was in the air. And unfortunately, the lack of mobility definitely gets in the way. Okay, now, yeah. Oh, this is the optional boss. So I don't have to do this, but I'm gonna consider any optional boss non-optional.
Welcome to hell!
This is a pretty boring boss too, but not as bad as the last one I just fought. Wait, Royal Guard would be really good in this boss fight, huh? I should have prepped that. One of the things about this boss is they added him for the special edition. He wasn't a boss at all in the original, even though he was a character. You couldn't fight him ever. But for making this boss, all his audio lines are actually lines that he has in the regular game itself. So they didn't have to record anything else, and obviously they still had the original character model and everything. So you can tell that it was, relatively speaking, a cheap boss to make. And the design, you can see, is very basic. Just kind of a simple puzzle boss where you have, or like a bullet hell boss kinda, right? You have to avoid his attacks. And I'm sucking like donkey balls seriously hard right now in this game. Getting so hurt. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it through this mission. But I think once I reach the boss of the mission, I should be able to handle it okay. Because I really enjoyed the boss, and I've fought that boss many times. That said, it's been so long that there's a high chance that I'll fuck up anyway. But hey, the game's fun. I'm happy to keep playing it. Also, the game has no fall damage. Nice. Actually, do I want to go... And make sure to get nice. Okay, good. So I usually kill that guy before it has a chance to do the self-explosion, but that time I guess I just had it do that. There's the explosive guy. I think I blew him up. Alright, that should get me some stylish points. That's good. Nice. Alright. Okay, that fight I actually felt a bit more like I knew what I was doing, that I had a grip on things. I'm kind of getting back into the flow of things in playing Devil May Cry, and that one worked. Definitely worked. Now, do I want to keep going up or down? I actually don't remember the... You can tell by just looking at the level that it's not exactly the most straightforward thing. There's a lot of parts that look very similar to each other. That's fine. It's not... This game's not really an exploration game or anything. But due to that, I do end up just not really remembering where to go. I vaguely remember that thing. But that red thing in the bottom is a bouncy thing. I think so. Okay, put your program. Where I want to stick that. I believe it was this. I don't remember. Oh yeah, it is. It's this. Ah, I meant to jump. Yeah. Now, with Devil May Cry games, you do have to be very good at animation canceling, or at least you have to be comfortable with it if you want to excel. Get caught in the middle of an attack when an enemy attacks. Gotta be able to quickly cancel it for a dodge or some other thing to counter it. The game is really well designed in giving you a lot of options to cancel. And I'm surprised how straightforwardly I'm doing this. A lot of this I'm kinda trying to remember. A lot of it I'm just going by instinct, I guess. where I don't explicitly remember what I'm supposed to do, but each moment I'm like, okay, I should do this, I should do that, just based on what I've done before. Because I have beaten this game at least 50 times, maybe at least 100 times. Because the game's very good about allowing you to play it without non-linearly, basically. You can play any mission at any point, or any mission that you've completed anyway. So, in terms of, like, I've fought the last final boss well over 50 times, probably well over 100 times, but I didn't have to beat the whole game in order to get to that point. Oh, also, I need to remember to taunt. That's what I have. Oh, yes! Man, I am just completely out of it when it comes to Devil May Cry. I forgot. You're supposed to taunt. Taunting is so important for maintaining style. Where are you aiming, Dante? Where are you there's another guy there. Okay.
Come on, Imp.
Yeah, you can also taunt. Oh no, what? Did they change that for the HD remake? Because in the original Devil May Cry 3, you could taunt enemies that were already dead, but as long as their body was still around, the taunt would count in raising your style meter and also giving you Devil Trigger once you unlock the Devil Trigger, which I haven't yet in this playthrough. So, yeah, I was surprised there because I was expecting to get a reward from taunting that enemy, but it didn't work. Okay. Maybe this elevator doesn't work the second time? Okay, I've actually gotten lost. Huh. Yeah. So I think I should head back. Are enemies gonna spawn? Sometimes enemies respawn. Sometimes they don't. But yeah, enemies here are gonna respawn. Ah. Okay, my instincts about canceling animations are not quite on point right now. Because there are a lot of animations here that I should be able to cancel very easily in order to dodge enemy attacks, but I'm just not. Anyway, I believe the item that I unlocked with the trident is what allows me to open up this door. No. Turns out I was wrong. Okay. What about that red thing at the bottom? Is it a bouncy pad like I thought it was? Yes. Okay. So that gets me up to basically the second level of this central area, which normally you had to take that elevator to get to. And is it this green door? The green door... Okay, no, this is where the elevator goes up to. I believe I've actually gotten everything. I know there's a blue orb open. Is there anything else up here? I don't remember, actually. I don't think there were any other secrets here, so it's not the green door. Is there anything down here? Am I... the wall? Running into a wall, but there isn't... Back up. Then... try going here. So there's the yellow door. Oh, right. No, that's what it is. The item that I got allows me to now walk, and in fact I can walk anywhere here. Not just where the steps were. This is the combat adjudicator. You need to get a certain stylish point or level in order to get it, and it gives you a blue orb fragment. Nice. That refills my HP, so that's good. Now that I've used that item, I can't walk on across that anymore. What areas? Okay, there is a secret mission here. This one's a lot easier with Trickster, but it's definitely doable. Definitely doable with any style. I'll give it a few attempts, but what? Why am I getting hit by that very first arrow, which is a bad sign, because if that means I don't have the timing or the, yeah. Comes out quick, huh? I don't understand why I was, like, that's an attack that in the past I was quite consistently able to avoid just by doing that. Okay, let's keep them stunned. Okay, as long as they're not in the camera, enemies will not do projectile attacks at you. That is something that is exploitable, but to a limited extent because you can't move the camera freely like in a lot of games. Okay, now I believe this is an elevator battle. What's gonna happen is that enemies are gonna fall, and I'm gonna have to keep killing them so that they turn into sand and disappear, because otherwise the elevator gets too heavy. I can also knock them off. Can I not cancel the revolvers so well? So I think there might be one of these nooks on the side might have a blue orb, but always with that time. Okay, saved by the jump, I guess. Oh, I thought there was a blue orb up there, but I guess it's just a bunch of red orbs. Time for the boss. I have enough HP that I'm pretty comfortable going in, but should I stick with Swordmaster? To be honest, Swordmaster doesn't offer that much against these guys. So, I think I'll switch to Trickster, because getting Trickster up to level 2 is also something that's very nice. Getting all the styles up to level 2 except Gunslinger, which Gunslinger is a fine style, but it's a hard one to use. So, unless you really specialize at it and get good at it, you don't get a lot out of it. But, yeah, getting those 3 styles up to level 2 at least is nice. Level 3, of course, you want, but that takes a long time, because level 3 is the max. Don't need to bother leveling up Ebony and Ivory. Yep, I got... Oh, right, the wall run. Can't forget about the wall run. When I first played Devil May Cry 3, it took me, like, at least a few hundred hours before I realized just how useful the wall run was. Versus just the plain dash.
Look, brother, it's been ages, but we finally have company. I see that. We must entertain our guest. You're right.
But let's see how the audio sync.
What should we do?
Right now it looks good.
We need to come up with something. Brother, our guest is sighing. Sigh? What is sigh? Well, a sigh is when...
Enough already! How long are you two gonna keep carrying on like this? In case you didn't get the hint, I'll spell it out. Your guest wants to go through. Got it?
Our job here is to guard this pool. That's right. We cannot let you pass.
The voice acting, of course, is absolutely awful. Yeah, I believe Agni takes extra damage from the Cerberus because Cerberus is a fire, or it's an ice weapon, whereas Agni is a fire element. Okay. Oh man, it feels so nice not having to deal with stamina. That is, being able to dash whenever it's ready. Let's keep one of the keys, or not key, but one way to help make this fight a little easier is to try to keep their HPs relatively close to each other. Because, well, once one of them dies, you might be able to guess that something happens that makes the other one quite a bit more powerful. Oh shit, jumped right into that one. I didn't get to use iframes. So even at Trickster level 1, the cooldown on the dash is short enough that you can dodge both of their attacks with just the dash. No need to jump cancel or anything. I never actually knew that. I think I always played it safe when I played it originally. Ah, that was bad. Got caught in a revolver animation. Yeah. Uh-oh, that guy's getting... okay. I guess he gets... Does he get some hyper armor on... once he gets the fire? I wonder, because... normally I... Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's restart the mission. Okay, so that wasn't very good. But, yeah, I have a decent sense of the enemy. I guess I'll go with Royal Guard then. I don't think I upgraded anything. So yeah, I have a pretty good sense of how Agni and Rudra work, but... right, these guys. But... I was having a hard time executing on the dodges. Probably being a little more aggressive than I needed to be. I don't know why that didn't work. I thought I had that timed right. At least there's plenty of opportunity to get HP throughout the... Ah! Oh yeah, also these guys just naturally reproduce by cutting themselves in half if you just leave them alive too long. There's that too that you have to deal with. Let's really focus on making sure not to accidentally split the ones that aren't petrified. Yeah. Right. The canceling involved in firing the shotgun as often as possible. That's also something I need to get back into the swing of things on. Go to the boss. So that was my first reversal that I've done yet, I think.
Guess I'm the one with the slowest
Now I have a full charge bar, which is just one because I'm only Royal Guard level 1, sadly. But it does offer me an opportunity to do a lot of damage. Ooh. Mistimed that one. Yeah, all of these lines are from actual cutscenes in the original game. They really didn't want to spend too many resources on this boss. The green one, I believe, if you destroy it, gives you some HP, but not gonna bother with that. That should do it. Also, I guess having Revolver level 1 is something I'm finding I have to get more used to. Oh wait, did I not? Okay, I did not unlock the double jump. That's alright. I don't need the double jump. Nothing in the game requires the double jump. Oh wait. I need to go...
Come and get me.
Oh shit, that guy is close to exploding.
Come and get me.
Now that Revolver whiffed.
Come and get me. Break down.
There we go. Oh, I can't skip that cutscene. Okay, I know there are a limited number of cutscenes in the game that you can't skip. Tend to be those very quick, short ones. But I'm not a fan of unskippable cutscenes, no matter how short. Alright, so if I recall correctly, I want to go here and do this. That, and then I can go down here. And now, since I don't have the double jump, I'm not going to go down the same way I did last time, which it required me to jump the middle and then do a second jump onto the platform. Okay, now that I have this, I can go down here, and before I go, actually, let me just go ahead and buy the double jump. Might as well. One of the first things you want to buy. Or at least one of the first things I want to buy. I think if you're starting out, it might be worth just not bothering at first, because, again, the game, it's not a adventure game, and it's fundamentally a combat game. And the double jump definitely helps in combat, but they're never necessary. Not for adventuring, not for combat. But I think getting the hang of the combat without the double jump first is good. Ah, totally missed the timing on that. Never was good at the timing on these guys to begin with, to be honest. Don't have much of a wind-up. Go here. Go up here. That up. Activate some of these. Ah. Ah, shit. The fact that I can't guard in the air until I hit level 2. So I have to be very careful with my jumps. Alright, got some HP back. Yeah, so while my revolver is still level 1, I'm gonna have to be more careful with it because revolver level 1 takes a longer time, which means if I whiff with it, it's a bigger penalty. And there's fewer chances to cancel in revolver level 1 because revolver level 2 spins a lot faster and ends up with giving you more contact with the enemy. Which means you have a greater chance, or you have more opportunity to do a jump cancel off the enemy. And jump canceling off the enemy is a big part of making jump cancels work better. Though jump cancels always work, I guess. Thought I had the timing on that.
Come and get me.
Yeah, of course this is a very different game from Genshin. Maybe not very different, but certainly different. Not very different. But I wonder if getting back in the swing of things with the Royal Guard timing will help me get better at timing with beta. Because there's some principles that still carry over. Even though the enemies have different timings and your player character has different timings, everything. But there's definitely aspects that still carry over. Yeah. I think the secret mission actually... Yeah.
Come on, wimp.
I think the secret mission actually still counts as being... Ah, shit. So yeah, I'll just ignore it for now. It's a lot harder with Royal Guard anyway, because with Royal Guard you need to have the absolutely perfect timing on everyone. And now the timings aren't all that hard, but... Well, they are hard when you're only at level 1 and you can't use jump cancels to make it easier on yourself. You can still use roll cancels to make it a little easier, but jump cancels help you out a lot. No, I missed out on some HP. Oh! Now I'm at full HP anyway. Oh, whoa! No, 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 no! Okay. I guess I just need to wait for that thing to come back down. Alright, I think I'm getting a D for time. Probably a D for damage, too. But I'm doing better than last time, at least, in the damage I'm taking. Partly just from getting back in the swing of things, partly from knowing what's gonna come now. Again, it'd be... I wonder if there are any purple orbs. These walls somewhere.
Come on.
Didn't get the perfect guard on one of them. Did get it on the other. Ah. Thought the Royal Guard could actually interrupt you. Oh, yeah, there's definitely a bit of a lag time where after pressing the button versus when it interrupts you, when it interrupts the animation. Yeah. Timing of which I'm gonna... It'll take me a little bit to get used to that too, huh? Oh well. Alright. Second attempt at Agni and Rudra. And let's take Trickster again, because Trickster was working fine. I just kind of messed up. And hope the second time around I'll be able to execute the stuff that I know I need to do. Dash, dash. Yes, the timing on the dash, it's pretty strict, it seems. So it would be much easier if I had it level 2 and I could dash twice in a row. But, well, I don't have a level 2, so I can't dash it twice in a row. So I might want to play it a little safer by... Ah. I might want to play it a little bit safer by rolling and then dashing, because that way I don't have to deal with the cooldown on the dash. Also, I need to get better at knowing when to jump cancel versus dash cancel versus roll cancel, because there's slight differences when each of those are available. Yes, got his sword down, so I'm gonna do a lot of damage to him. Now let's focus on the red guy. If I can roll and then dash. Okay, so I believe if I clash swords with him 3 times, then he loses his sword. Oh shit. I was trying to clash swords with him. Okay, I better start just outright dodging now. Okay, usually with Revolver level 2 it's a lot easier to flash swords because it has a lot more hits. Pull, then dash. There we go, and now gotta stay. Alright, this guy. I just want to focus on the blue guy now. Because I don't want to have too much HP when one of them dies. Okay. Roll, then dash. Okay. Then let's do that. Nice. Whew. Cutting it real close here. Dash. Oh no, shit. Okay. Cut it too close, I guess. Alright, let's try again. No, it's... I guess I did get better in that fight as it went along, so there's that. No, I don't think I ever realized he was saying "come on, wimp." I always thought he was saying "come on, man." I wonder if it's the difference in sound quality between the PC and the PS2, or I don't know. Maybe I just got better at hearing. It's also possible that they changed the audio itself, but that seems unlikely. But then again, they did change some of the audio, some other audio, I believe. I don't know why they changed that though. Even though that's not a perfect counter, I guess I should try to be happy with getting regular counters that still cause me damage. I don't know what... I think... Well, I'm pretty sure Beowulf is the most useful weapon for dealing with him, because in terms of pure DPS... Actually, I guess it might be Nevin if you use it right, because Nevin can also protect you with the bats. And Nevin also does have the highest damage DPS ceiling in the game, I believe.
You scared?
Yeah, Cerberus is a relatively speaking weak weapon. It doesn't do as much damage per hit as Rebellion, but it is fast, which is its big advantage. And you can do a lot of stylish stuff with it. But it's pretty short-ranged and not very strong. So for a boss fight like this, I think it makes sense to focus on using Rebellion. So, now that I've done this a few times, well, this is my third time doing it today, and I don't know how many times I've ever done it, is you have to do this basically every time you want to fight Agni and Rudra, at least this version. So, yeah. And I've fought Agni and Rudra many times, so that means I must have done this part many times, yeah. By that double jump again. So let's switch over to Swordmaster because I think it makes sense to use Swordmaster and level it up for after the Jester boss fight, because the Royal Guard works very well against the Jester. Very useful, but against larger size mobs, as in when facing a large number of enemies. Ah, shit. Swordmaster is a little more useful.
Come and get me.
And Royal Guard is kind of much easier to fuck up.
You scared?
Trickster is definitely the easiest one to use, I would say. Just all the dodges it gives you. But it also has the least potential in terms of damage output, I guess. But thankfully, this game is not about DPS. It's about style. So doing a lot of damage quickly really isn't a huge goal in this game. you'll notice the game doesn't have any damage numbers, which I like. You can see the amount of HP, relatively speaking, that the enemy has by looking at their looking at the marker on their that's on them. But it tells you a rough guide, and yeah, you can't really do anything to control your character's damage output other than leveling up his weapon and such. And they don't tell you what those upgrades are either. They just upgrade it. And you just notice it by taking fewer hits. I like that kind of more blunt system instead of all those really detailed damage numbers and percentages and all that crit in a game like Genshin Impact. But no, they're just, ultimately two different types of games. Okay, so that one I was trying to roll cancel, but I ended up accidentally trying to jump, and jumping was definitely not the right thing to do in that situation.
Come and get me.
Okay, yeah, the taunt worked. Good. You can see that the taunt shot the stylish meter up from A to S even after the enemy was dead, so I was mistaken. They didn't change that at all for the... That's something that I'll be able to make use of. I think this thing's so easy. Be frustrated I had to do this every single time, and it was really hard. Because there are, I believe there are two for each weapon. One that requires you to hit A, and another that requires you to hit triple S. Triple S is of course a lot harder, but the one, in order to hit triple S, it's basically relying on you having unlocked the weapons, all the weapons moves and such, so that you can bring the stylish meter up. One thing I never really thought much about it, but when I do think about it, I think I wish they had done this, is if Dante still had his charge shots, even without using the gunslinger style. Because in this game, in contrast to Devil May Cry 1, if you do not have access to charge shots if you don't set the gunslinger style. Ah, shit. Oh, whew. Man, just barely made it back up there, huh? Alright, so, yeah. See, my standard is, whenever I'm fighting mobs, I should take 0 hits. That's the level I was at when I was playing Devil May Cry 3 a lot. And I'm definitely nowhere near that level right now, and I'm a little disappointed, but then again, maybe I shouldn't be, because I haven't played this game, at least a couple months, and before that I hadn't played the game in quite a few years. So, yeah, maybe I should just be a little easier on my case. This is reminding me a lot of my first time through Devil May Cry 3, where each boss took me at least like 6 tries. Well, that's not true, but many of the bosses did. Including Agni and Rudra. They took me a lot of tries. I think 6 or 7, maybe even 8. In that range. But ultimately speaking, they're not all that tough. Figure out their patterns. So you can see I'm dodging those even without using the dash. And I'm kind of making use of the camera to make sure that the other guy doesn't attack me. now let's focus on the blue guy a bit. The game does reward you with stylish points for dodging through an enemy attack. And that's a feature that I definitely think something like Genshin should have, where if you dodge through an enemy attack, you should get a refund on your stamina meter, something like that. Because there is something very nice and gutsy about dodging through an enemy attack, I think. Oh, nice. Got it. I really also wish I had the devil trigger available, but sadly at this point in the game, you're not supposed to. Not on your first time around. Second time around? Yes. Not on your first time around. Nice. Ice going. I'm stunned.
Come and get me.
Roll. Let's keep working on the red one for now. Oh shit. Ah, the dodge. Right. The fact that I don't have the ability to dash twice in a row is a bit troublesome. But just gonna have to deal with that. Let's work on the blue one a little bit. Okay. Oh, nice! You can actually knock them out of their buff status, huh? They tend to defend themselves a lot if you attack a lot, so that's something that's somewhat exploitable. But right now, I don't want to leave the living one with too much HP. So, ah, shit. We're getting there. Save. There we go.
Wait! Yes, wait! We have been waiting for a long time! Yes, a very long time. For someone stronger than us. Someone who can control us. My name is Agni. And my name is Rudra. You shall take us with you. We could be a great help to you.
Okay, but on one condition.
What is it? Name it!
No talking.
So it does look like as the cutscene goes longer, the audio desyncs, I think.
No.
Yeah, that's definitely desynced.
Good.
Alright, so it's definitely not the anti-aliasing then. Yeah. Okay, I think that's another A. I guess I'll take it. Too much damage, not stylish enough, and definitely took too long. See. So, I'm gonna try to get through Virgil. That'd be good. Oh, I think this is a pre-rendered cutscene. So this one, let's see how the audio sync issues do. Oh man, I would love to play an HD remaster of this game. Yeah, not just, or I guess it would be a HD remake. Maybe this one counts as a remaster. I don't know if this is even a remaster, it's just an HD upscale. I don't think this counts as a remaster personally, it's just an upscale. Or is upscale close enough? But like, can you imagine this cutscene with Devil May Cry 5 graphics? And with Lady's face fixed up so she doesn't look ugly like in Devil May Cry 5. And they wouldn't even have to use the exact same choreography. They could be a little creative while taking parts of it. I'd love that. But yeah, I love that cutscene. Alright, so for the style trick. Oh, it's sword. To be honest, I do like Agni and Rudra a little better than I like Cerberus, even though Cerberus is a super fun weapon to use. Until I actually get it leveled up, it's somewhat limited ability. I want world. I can deal with Deathstream. We need to increase the power of the guns. The mission 6 I do know for a fact doesn't have any trial challenge. I don't remember which one's which. But, okay, warrior. So this one's just straight up battle. Oh, come on. Alright, so these guys have double trigger, which means this basically means they have hyper armor. Among other things, along with some buffs, but if I do that, it helps get rid of that hyper armor. I like that.
Come and get it.
Right, let's use Acme and Rudra a little bit. They also get defense buffs along with that hyper armor, so it'll be well worth it to get rid of it. That's what double trigger offers you. Also, along with attack buffs, but of course, I've said before, the whole point of the game is not to get hit, so the attack buffs are not so consequential in my view. Oh shit, roll. Oh, I heard that too. That came out a lot faster than I was expecting to. Like you can see, I couldn't lift that guy up in the air. With the hyper arm there. I think if I had all my abilities and such, I'd just try to get them with the double trigger and all, but I think right now it makes sense to get rid of the double trigger first.
Come and get me.
Makes it a little bit easier, more handleable. So that was the warrior one. Go to the other one. Now I know one of them is what, intelligence or something? You have to solve a puzzle maybe? I think the other one is like agility. You have to... Oh, you have to get through an obstacle course. I do vaguely remember that there's an obstacle course. A trial of skill. Oh, this one would be good if I switched over to Trickster, but honestly it's not necessary. It can be beaten with just... So, certainly not easy. Is there a secret around here? Might be thinking of a different game. There are many games that have altars, kind of like this. Do I have to... Yeah, there's battle on the way back. With these guys. One of my least favorite enemies. Not because they're annoying or anything, but just because they're not fun. Oh, right. You can also set them on fire, which is pretty nice. It's also a little odd, if I'm being honest. Because aren't they supposed to be stone? I haven't really heard of stone burning. And also, if I recall correctly, so this game has things called crazy combos, which every weapon that Dante has one, and it basically allows you to mash the triangle button and do lots of hits like that. Kind of like what Agent Smith did in that one moment against Neo in the subway station fight scene. But anyway, yeah, each weapon has one of those, and that attack, I believe, uniquely. So again, it exists for all weapons. There's some, but yeah, cannot kill an enemy. You have to. So you can do that combo basically infinitely. Well, no, you can't. The game will have a stopping period at some point, but you can keep it going and the enemy, even at 1 HP, will just keep staying alive until you finish it off with another hit. I thought that was a nice touch. Allows you to... Oh, the crawling infant. Okay, so it's gonna be 4, 2, 3. That's the Sphinx riddle. Yeah, it's a nice touch, and it definitely fits in with the theme of the stylishness of this game. Right? It's not just about... It's not just about killing the enemy quickly. In fact, you sometimes don't want to kill the enemy because you can be more stylish by not killing the enemy, by just doing more combos on it. So that one... wisdom. I don't know if wisdom is the right term. Maybe trivia? But I guess in the past when, you know, the Sphinx story wasn't common knowledge, probably had to be pretty darn wise to know the answer. Yeah, I believe if I unlock this, I get the weapon. Yeah, that's what it unlocks, right? If I get, by using all three, I get the... Ah, damn it, I forget the name of the weapon, actually. Artemis. Oh, yeah, Artemis. Yeah, which is the gunslinger weapon. It'd be fun to try experimenting a bit with gunslinger. See if I want Agni and Rudra. Also, I can't believe I never realized this in all my years of playing this game. When Dante finishes off this combo... Oh, wait. Well, you need to have an enemy attached. So that's another thing about that particular thing called a crazy combo, is that you can't trigger it, or it... Actually, I think you can trigger it, but... Yeah, you can trigger it, but it's much harder to trigger the fewer enemies you have in the... who are being hit by your attacks in that moment. Which again, I think it's a nice touch. That's kind of an odd thing for an attack like that to have, but it fits because obviously you want to encourage the player to, or you want to reward the player and encourage them for actually hitting the enemies with their attacks, not just looking cool dancing. You know? But the reason I'm trying to go up here is because I think there's some... might just try that some other time. But I think there might be some sort of blue orb or something there. I think it's pre-rendered. Be some audio sync issues. But at first there isn't. Like... Which one?
Well.
I think the video is slowing down.
Stronger.
Go to hell.
You point a gun at me, your own kin, your dear papa.
The
Dun,
only
dun,
family I ever
dun.
had was my mother. And she's dead.
You break my heart. After all, it was I who gave you your name, my darling daughter.
Love that shot for falling. I don't know, so pretty. And it's a good cliffhanger. Almost literally, even though she's not hanging. It's like, how's she gonna get out of this one? And that's a funny conversation too, right? Where the guy's saying, how dare you point a gun at your own family? And then proceeds to attempt to murder her. His own daughter.
Well, this is my kind of rain. No wonder the sky looks so funny today.
Let me go!
Let you go? But it would be a waste if you ended up as just a pretty stain.
I also wonder if Lady was one of the first like times that I really fell in love with bike shorts on women.
And you show your
'Cause
thanks by shooting me?
she certainly, yeah, she wears them prominently.
Whatever. Do as you please.
It's also
She's a demon too.
I'm beginning to think I've got rotten luck with women.
yeah, I think the first time I watched that cutscene, I just thought it looked cool, and I don't think I quite recognized just how absurd it was that lady who just got her life saved. That just, even though Artemis isn't really, you don't get that much out of it unless you use Gunslinger. You can still get something out of it. I'll just use Ebony and Ivory primarily. But even though that's the case, I think I'd like to take oh right, I think this is a secret. I'd like to take Artemis just oh yeah, this one. This one's not very fun from what I recall. You can keep trying. Like, it doesn't reset you the moment you fail, which is nice. But doing this for 20 seconds, like, come on, right? See, I don't even remember how I did this. I know there's some... I know with Nevin, I think you can fly briefly, but it's only for a few seconds, so it's the kind of thing you use at the end. And with Nevin, you also don't get a double jump. I don't think there's a trick to it, to be honest. I think it's just, you gotta keep going. And get some good RNG along with good skills. Because basically the way it works is every time you only get one extra jump after your initial jump, but there's an exception to that, which is that if you jump off an enemy, that resets. So if you jump off an enemy, you can then proceed with the second jump after that. But then, at that point, you've used it up, so you can't make any adjustments or anything like that. That's it. So yeah, basically you get one jump between enemies. And that one jump also counts wall jumps. The wall jump uses up your second jump. So you can't do a wall jump followed by an air hike jump. Which, yeah, makes it hard. So I might have to just come back to this at some point, because I'm not really making any progress, I feel like. And I believe, again, there's no real trick to it other than having the enemies kind of herded towards a wall so that they're easier to reach. But if your initial trajectory off that second jump just sends you in a direction where there's no enemy, then, well, that's it. And there isn't a whole lot of fine platforming control in this game. It's fairly... how do you say? Imprecise. Another part of it, the trick is also doing some short jumps when you have the opportunity. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the VOD at some point just to see how long I actually attempted this. But yeah, I think it's time to give up on this round. Just... yeah, I can do short jumps that... but sometimes it's like I think I'm jumping off an enemy and I'm not, and it's forcing me to use the double jump air hike. Okay. Nope. So I actually made some progress there. You have to kind of anticipate where the enemy's gonna be, right? But that can be really hard. Especially since you actually can't see the enemies a lot of the time. Like I said, there's no actual camera control in this game. Well, there is, but it's very limited. In this case, it's only side to side. So I can't really see what they're doing when they're down there. So I have to get really good at predicting what they're gonna do, while also, of course, executing and making sure to avoid getting hit by them. But yeah, gonna walk away. I wonder, can I actually... I thought if I exited through one of those doors it would end the mission. Maybe... Can I hurt them towards the door and maybe that'll help? Oh, this might be more doable. Oh, okay. Is this the trick? But I'm worried about getting hit now because I'm so close to their swing level. But, okay. Oh, yeah, like that. But I figured something out, I guess. Oh, what if I kill all but one of them and just jump off one? I guess every time I see one start its swing, I should try to jump towards it. Because if I can jump off its head, then it becomes much easier. Yes! Okay, I did it! I guess that's the trick. So, I only figured out the trick as I was walking away after having given up. Oh well. Anyway, that's one secret mission I'll never have to do again. Fall damage. I don't quite remember the exact details, but just use jump pad. Some of these... I guess these are kind of like ruin guards. Some of them are active, or can be activated. Some of them are just plain there. Oh. All three of them here are actual proper enemies.
Come and get me.
I believe at the current Artemis level, yeah, I can't even charge up a single shot, I think. Here, I don't... Yeah, this one is the plain one, but it's worth breaking for the red orbs anyway. Oh, it's not. Back. Alright, I'm gonna go back. I know one of these levels does hold object, but actually I think you can see it as you're flying by. Oh. Oh yeah, there's the object. Yeah. Kinda useless though. I mean, it's technically not useless, but I never use it. Kind of a weird item though. What I can tell, I think it just gives a flat damage against all enemies on the field once. That's it. You use it, it does some damage, and then yeah. I believe this is where Lady fell from. I guess everyone playing the game knew that her character's name was Lady, even though her name isn't mentioned yet. Because the promotional... But it is kind of fun to think of experiencing this from a fresh perspective, where you don't even know who Dante is, let's say. I feel like they designed this sort of puzzle knowing that the platforming kind of terrible. That just like the lack of precision. The jumps. Wow, that's the second time that I've gotten right next to it and failed to pick it up. I do just the jump. There we go. I think I'm one blue orb fragment away from another HP bar upgrade.
Come on, imp.
Those up before they disappear.
You scared?
I have a pretty good sense of the cooldown time on the taunts now.
You scared?
Because making sure to do the taunts as often as possible
You scared?
helps in keeping your stylish bar up. Ah, yes, I remember these. They're fun. Oh shit. I noticed that one enemy at the last moment. So these guys' deals, of course, is that they spawn other enemies. Is a fairly common trope in a game like this. But they can also hit you really hard because they hold a very heavy thingy. I don't know what that thingy is, but I don't know if there's a term for it. But it's whatever they use to summon other enemies. I never liked that one attack that Dante has, which is... Ah, shit. Whatever reason, this doesn't feel as responsive. Like, overall, during my playthrough so far, this game hasn't felt as responsive as I thought it had been in the past. And I don't know if it's a thing with the PC or if it's just if it's just an illusion or something, where I'm older, slower, all that as well, so that's also a factor. But so far, the game has felt a little laggier than I'm used to. Played it on PS2. I wonder if I can actually play this emulated version of this. I'm gonna save that for later. Or let me give it one shot, because I believe this is the one I need to get triple S on. And I do have the correct style for it. But even so, without all his moves, I'm somewhat limited. Alright, there we go. I did it. Get a little upgrade before... You know, so upcoming in this mission, and I'm gonna probably end the stream after this mission because of, yeah, it's getting late-ish for a weeknight, and also this is a good point in the game at which to end because the end of this mission is gonna be a boss fight, who actually was literally the first boss fight in the game for me that I beat on my first try, which is odd. But then again, I've heard that many people had not that hard of a time with this boss relative to the earlier bosses. So maybe it's a common pattern. And that might be the sign of not such great design on this boss. I will say, not my favorite boss, this upcoming boss, but not my least favorite either. I'd put it somewhere in the middle. A fun one, but a little too much on the easy side. And maybe less so than easy, it's a little too much on the simple side. That's the part that hurts it. As easy can still be fun, depending on the case. Yeah, certainly. And I do plan on streaming Ninja Gaiden once the remake comes out, so... So there will be examples, whoa, of that. I don't think I've ever seen one of those guys fly up in the air like that. Like, again, I've played this game literally thousands of hours. I can't recall ever seeing something like that. So, yeah, well, I'm gonna have to clip that just because that was the first time I've seen something like that. Yes, I think I do remember what in this room. I think this is actually one of my favorite room battles, at least that, yeah, on this portion of the game. This, I believe. Oh no, am I supposed to attack it and break it? I thought maybe I was supposed to swing it? Maybe I'm supposed to attack it and break it, but it keeps moving away from you, so you have to... So good job playing with it. Hey, is that how? Okay, there we go. Crystal Skull. Ah, Ninja Gaiden has Crystal Skulls. Multiple. Not used like in this game. Yeah, I thought I pressed jump there, and I don't get that. Yeah, there are a lot of cases like that where I thought I pressed the button at the right time, but I just see the game not react. I should try playing this game on an emulator, maybe? Guess I should... On PS4, maybe? Oh no. Just... Oh. That Artemis shot knocked down the enemy immediately. Oh, the Artemis by default, it seems, is pretty good stun. I didn't know that about that weapon, because I barely used it. Or the times I did use it, I made sure to use it with gunslingers, so I could see just a lot of potential that it had, but I didn't use it on like a single shot basis like that. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite of the like trapped room fights in the game. This is nuts. I might die. Although I do think I prefer it at a higher difficulty, because the enemies change. Yeah, so... yeah, this is odd. Game's just not reacting. There were lots of times during that fight where I thought I pressed circle or not circle, X, with plenty of time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check on like the specifics of this game, see if there's any like issues with its programming in the input, or maybe it has to do with my controller. But because, well, I've never noticed it in Genshin, but Genshin is a far more slow-paced game. So possible that, yeah, it's always been the case, but again, I just never noticed it. But yeah, it's almost like I have to anticipate what's gonna happen rather than react. Let's try playing the trickster style.
Come and get me. Blast off. You scared?
Ah, shit. Yeah, I should remember about the range of... those sword swings. Specifically the shape of it, rather than how far it goes. Because it goes off to the side, so I'm not really safe even if I'm off to the side from it. But if I do a dash through it like that, then I am safe. And I get some stylish points along the way.
Crazy?
Get that one. I think I have an old PS2 lying around, but I actually have no idea if it would even work. See, if I were to play the PS2 and stream it, I would have to get a capture card. Or how much delay there's gonna be on the screen on something like that, so I'd have to play the game off something else, because, well, one of the issues of Devil May Cry is that I'm not sure how to describe it. Maybe you could say it's a high APM game. Like, the game works in very tiny fragments of time. You need to be able to react to relatively fast in short windows. Less so the case for certain action games. Genshin, I would say, is less so, but even I would say still Genshin is fairly... You need decent timing. You don't need as much time as good timing as this game, but you still need good timing. But, oh, Bloodborne, and I think Dark Souls even more so, but I've never fully played a proper Dark Souls game, only Bloodborne. And Neo. Neo, definitely, yeah. Those games work at yeah, longer time frames between stuff.
Crazy? Huh.
So you can kind of plan ahead a little bit more. That said, Devil May Cry isn't, you know, it's not that Twitch kind of a game. It's not, like, let's say a lot of first-person shooters might fall more into that category, maybe. This one you can kind of plan ahead a decent amount. And maintaining good stylish meter and avoiding enemy attacks when there's so many of them is in order to accomplish that, you need to do some planning. Oh shit! Ah. I guess I should get a better sense of where that backswing goes. Oh. So there's an example where the guy clearly should have been killed a long time ago, but because I had him in the middle of a crazy combo, he was still alive all the way until that final hit, which doesn't count as part of the crazy combo, the finisher. I have to do this again. I'll leave it for another time, in case I fuck up again. But this time, I think because I'm a little more aware of the fact that the game's not going to react as quickly as I think it should to me, I think I'll be able to manage a little better. Because in terms of tactical style, there's no single way to play the game. That's the whole point. There are many, many, many ways to play the game, and even though the game is designed with a certain response rate in mind, the game's flexible enough that you can come up with tactics and strategies. Actually, this is kind of interesting to me because I've never played this game this way. I always relied on having very quick response times, or the ability to respond very quickly to enemy action. I certainly hope Ninja Gaiden doesn't suffer from this issue, because Ninja Gaiden, oh man, more so than Devil May Cry, requires really precise timing. That's a game that will punish you relentlessly for not getting the timing right to a very, very precise extent. Gotta play it safe with that. So I believe also Agni and Rudra is the toughest one to do the crazy combo on. Each one does have a slightly different difficulty level. Beowulf is fairly tough, I think. Nevin is, I think, can be tough, but it tends to be fairly easy to get a lot of enemies mixed in to it, and the more enemies you have, the easier it is. Alright, round 2. See if I can do it this time. You know what would be funny if I die against Virgil this time around. But we'll see about that. Shit. Good, fast enough. Now, I don't remember, does it... Does it heal at between... This is probably the best thing to do. Is it? Stinger chases it, and it's the most powerful attack I have. Single hit. Also, for whatever reason, I keep accidentally activating the Stinger version of the crazy combo for Rebellion. See, I don't remember if there are any other weapons. I think Cerberus might have two versions. I don't remember actually. But Rebellion might be the only weapon that has two ways to activate its crazy combo, now that I think about it. Because you can activate it with its B combo. You can also activate it right after a Stinger. Oh shit. Yeah, time to use the Trickster a little better, because yeah, see, I didn't mean to activate that time, but for whatever reason it did. Ah shit. That one I saw coming. Alright, so let's also focus on obviously killing these guys first. You always want to kill the guys who bring other enemies around. Also, I should time my attacks with yeah, to be honest, I don't like these enemies very much. But I am enjoying fighting them right now because they're quite hard. But I enjoy this fight more in the other difficulties where there's another enemy, I believe. I don't know if it's multiple other kinds of enemies or just one other kind of enemy, but it's another one. And those guys actually aren't all that fun in general, but for whatever reason in that fight, I find them quite a lot of fun. I think they make a good combination with the guys that summon them. Where I want to go. What? Oh, do I want? I already This is where this is the big entrance where I came from, right? Oh, right! There is something here, I recall. This is where I fought Cerberus. I think it might be in Mission 4, though, that there's something here. Because you kill Cerberus, or you fight him in Mission 3. But, in any case, I should revisit that at some point. Okay, go back to this elevator. That was it. Yeah, during this replay, maybe I should be paying better attention to the lore and stuff, but to be honest, I didn't really do a lot of that the first time around either. I enjoyed the cool cutscenes, and I did pay attention to the story in those parts, certainly, but... I didn't care much for the items and stuff. Yeah, I didn't mean to activate that there. Ah, shit. Yeah, that thing has bigger range than it looks. At least at first glance. Not that hard to... Oh, nice, yeah. I do remember this. 'Cause this guy is technically the very first boss of the game. but now you see it as a regular mob. And you'd also sometimes face multiple of it at once, which I like. I believe the enemy name is Hell Vanguard. Alright, but that is not the boss fight at the end of Mission 7. I believe we are getting to the actual boss fight.
Breakdown! Breakdown! Blast off!
Oh, nice. I think I'll go ahead and buy double jump. This is pretty. Yeah, it was pretty in PS2, but even more so now. Yeah, that'll make life a lot easier. The other stuff I can learn to live without for now. I believe we're gonna get a lot of red orbs here. Yeah, against this boss, this is definitely the best style to go with, other than Royal Guard in my opinion. Although you can do good work with the others. You can do very good work with the others as well. But if you master Royal Guard, there's no beating that one. But that takes some investment. Right, so I think the sync is good here.
You sure know how to throw a party. No food, no drinks, and the only babe just left.
My sincerest apology, brother. I was so eager to see you, I couldn't concentrate on preparations for the bash.
Whatever. At any rate, it's been a whole year since we last met. How about a kiss from your little brother? Or better yet, how about a kiss from this?
But I think that's might be the first time that established that Dante is the younger twin.
Heartwarming family
Or-
reunion,
I don't recall what's in the manual.
You got that right.
The one thing I love here is there's no real explanation, right? They just immediately met each other and just
Where's your motivation?
and immediately agreed that they're gonna start fighting.
Come on, Limp.
Ah, shit.
Come on, Wimp.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. I should expect that.
Come and get now. Motive.
I'm so glad this game doesn't have stamina meter. I'm so free to just move as I wish.
Come on, Wimp.
This may be
Ooh, shit. Be ready for that. Oh, where are you stabbing, Dante?
Come on, Wimp.
now.
Come and get me. Now, a little motive.
There we go. Yeah. Beat it the first time around, so kinda hoping I'd at least do that the second time around, and I guess at least I did that. This is definitely one of my favorite cutscenes in the game. So I'll just shut up for a bit.
Why do you refuse to gain power? The power of our father, Sparta.
Father? I don't have a father. I just don't like you, that's all.
Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness. Might controls everything. And without strength, you cannot protect anything. Let alone yourself.
Wow, he's really good at styling his hair. That went from rain drenched, just soaked down to exactly as it was.
Do you finally have it?
Yes. Now the spell Sparta cast will be broken. I see a devil inside you has awakened as well.
Wait. We should leave. For the moment, we have all that we need.
That one with the knife through the hand always made me just a little squeamish, and it still does. That thing, man, all the way, through to the palm, middle of the palm. I mean, they're really having their way with the fact that devils, Dante, and everything, they have incredible healing and all that, which allows them to do shit like this. And that's why in the very first cutscene of the very first game, it starts with Dante getting stabbed in the chest with a sword. It doesn't start with that, but I guess you might say the series starts with that. Alright, so I think that's a B? A, okay. The damage, certainly quite bad. I need to do way better on the damage. That's the part that's really hurting me a lot, I think. Actually, let me try the next one. The next one is one that I can practice damage on. Yeah. Or avoiding getting damaged, even though it is... Well, I mean, it's gonna be difficult regardless, right? Just have to keep working on it. It's quite annoying that in cutscenes you can, well, at least at this part he's shooting them, and that's consistent, but then so I do like this. Very convenient that they decided to line up just then, right? I do love this cutscene. I wonder if anyone did the calculation for how tall the, or at least how tall the tower must be. So yeah, I think I'll try going with Royal Guard. I'll get hurt, but it'll get me more chances to figure out enemy timings. And that'll be helpful for every fight, regardless of if I use Royal Guard or not. Or there's some areas blue orbs and I guess ultimately I don't care about maxing out my HP bar because the whole idea is to never get hit. So it's not a high priority. I do, for whatever reason, I do like having it completely maxed out. I think this might be a secret. Barely a secret area, but that. Okay, that's probably why I thought there was a blue orb. Does that do anything? It'd be funny if there was a double secret area there. So it might be better to try to knock them off, actually. I guess I can go all Zhao on them. But that doesn't do enough damage quickly enough, and oh, even with Devil Trigger they get knocked back? I should just work on that then. Obviously I'm not gonna get the damage done for this mission, or this run of this mission. I definitely can't kill them fast enough to make it work.
Come on, man.
So I'd have to knock them off, I guess, but... Yeah, but... I think this would be way easier with, once I get some upgrades and such, so this doesn't seem worth attempting right now. In any case, good to know this one will be very easy to find again in the future. I could also run it on easy mode. Would obviously make it easier. So if I recall correctly, the only thing in the game that the Royal Guard cannot guard against are these puddles of... I guess it's the internal... digestive fluid of Leviathan-like creature. That is flying around the tower. I don't remember if the creature was visible in the first cutscene or in the first shot of the actual. Okay, so that. Yeah. Did eat a school bus, I see. I remember that for people trying to do double S runs on Dante Must Die mode, they had to memorize a certain pattern here, because there are some areas where it's not quite clear whether Dante is stepping in sludge digestive fluid. I'd like to buy. Three. Yeah, drive. I'll save drive for way later. Because drive just isn't all that fun to use. It has its uses. I don't like playing, but now that I think about it, since I have to. Yeah, I don't know if or drive might be somewhat viable with like trying to anticipate enemy movements more. So yeah, you can always kill these guys like that. Wasn't sure if they dropped anything. They did. Decent amount of red orbs. But the thing is, at some point as you play the game, you max out the red orbs you get even after all the upgrades, everything. All you see is 999,999. I believe it's just 6 nines. Other guy walk into this, that'll be nice. Yeah, so I don't have the finisher on the I don't even remember what the stinger of the Agni and Rudra are called. Whirlwind? Whirlwind might be another one though. But anyway, on that one I don't have the finisher because I don't have it. But it was a nice improvement over. all dead there. There we go. Misfits, huh? Oh right, I think this is a lot like in the first Devil May Cry. From this point on, whenever you enter a dark room, you get light emanating from you. Maybe it's also in light room. Never noticed. Visuals are quite nice. Trippy. Good way. Though very creepy too. Especially with the upgraded graphics. Oh shit. I thought I saw that one. Oh. Some red orbs. One big one. Oh wow, that 1,000 or more? Had something from 2000. Pretty sure. Actually, I'm not, but I'm guessing they use the exact same. Oh.
Breakdown! Come on, man. Blast off! Ha! You scared? Breakdown! You scared? Blast off!
Ah, shit. I should upgrade the Devil Trigger sooner than later because it offers a huge damage ability as well as stylish points. Because I don't quite know exactly how the stylish points are calculated, of course, but I believe the sheer amount of damage you do is also a factor. So if you just do a lot of damage, then your stylish points also go up. Although the damage does have to be of a type that you haven't used recently, but with the Devil Trigger burst, that's not really much of a problem, generally. That's... oh no, that's not right. Alright, let's just eat that damage, I guess. Really hard to see here. Against the boss, I think Trickster... ah, actually no. Swordmaster, I think better. And also a lot more fun. Let's go ahead and use it. Now I'll get to use one of my favorite attacks in this game. Yeah, I don't remember if it matters how quickly you reach. Ooh, shit. But, oh, okay, so that one drains your double trigger. Oh, Oh, and each one. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, with each one, it opens that one up rather than requiring you to hit both of them. Oh, okay. And also, there's this. Oh, you can attack it with guns during this point, as well as non-guns, but it's quite a bit more risky to do so. Ah, come on. It's trying to avoid doing that. Again, I'm gonna have to plan several moves ahead. Okay. I guess I should keep attacking the blue one, to be honest, because taking away double trigger is super annoying. It's very significant for this fight. Especially given the skill with which I'm playing it, or lack thereof, more accurately. First. One thing I also do appreciate about Devil May Cry games is that different difficulties, different bosses get different and additional attacks. So that does mean you have to play through the game multiple times in order to get the full experience. But yeah, it means ooh shit. It does also means at Dante Must Die mode, and enemies, yeah, and bosses just get completely unique attacks that you would never face otherwise. That went more smoothly than I expected.
A foundation that brought out fear. Fear. Yes. Fear. Can't you feel it? The rage and agonies of the people. Those who were confined here, with their desires for evil being unfulfilled. It was all because Sparta slammed the door to the demon world in their faces.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
So, again, I'm expecting probably a D in damage. Oh yeah, and time. Oh yeah, they don't give you that much time. Always gonna get an S on that. Huh? B. Yeah, the time. Much. Well, I'm gonna call that a stream now. I guess it's been yeah, it's been quite a lot of fun revisiting this game. Haven't got an S yet, huh? Just yeah. Guess I'm having a lot of trouble with it. I will check up on the whole if there's any sort of latency issue with the controls in either my game or either in the game or my control setup and such. Anyway, yeah, I'll let it stream. Good night. Bye.